You are locked in and locked on to the Good Pod Guide with Lauren Windle, where I bring you the best podcasts out there. Did I start that sounding a bit like a garage MC? Hold tight. So here on the Good Pod Guide, we are no strangers to tackling the tricky topic of death. That is because of all of the bloody true crime podcasts that we have been reviewing. They are, there's murders left, right, and centre. It comes up all the time. So today's podcast is about death, but not in the normal way. It's not some sort of historical, unsolved murder case we're all trying to piece together and find new clues. I think also, though, when we're talking about these true crime podcasts, it's really easy to get caught up in the sensationalism of the stories. And the fact is stranger than fiction. But actually, it is fact. And the fact is that behind every one of those fascinating crimes is a person, often a woman, but who's counting, who had a life and dreams and goals and people who cared about them. So today's podcast is a very different angle. It's called Griefcast, and it's dedicated not actually to the families of victims of crime, but it's comedians being interviewed about their very real experiences of grief. It's hosted by a comedian and an actor called Cariad Lloyd, and the guests have included like Sara Pascoe, Adam Buxton, David Baddiel of Baddiel and Skinner fame, like It's Coming Home, It's Coming, and Robert Webb, who actually, having read his book, I can confirm I think is particularly adept at dealing with the complexities of the human experience in quite a tender and empathetic way. So I think that one's definitely worth listening to. I would also direct you to Aisling B's episode where she talks about her father who very sadly committed suicide when she was young, and how that helped her develop strong relationships with women. There's also a more recent episode with Janelle Aldred, who I have crossed paths with professionally. We're not like close friends or anything yet, but I rate her very highly. And she spoke about her daughter and the truth about maternal death rates, which is obviously a heartbreaking topic, but well worth a listen. There are 130 or so in the back catalogue, and they're roughly an hour each. Griefcast has absolutely cleaned up when it comes to awards. And I just think that's because people relate to the humanness of it. I think in a world of pseudo-authenticity, when you find something that truly expresses unavoidable, painful human experience, you should cling on to it. That doesn't mean that you'll always be in the mood for this. Particularly if you've recently suffered a bereavement, you may just want to take it easy. Do pick your moment when you feel ready to address these kind of topics. And having the comedians there makes it more lighthearted, but we can't forget that this is something that a lot of people have a very deep personal attachment to. But if you do feel in the right place for a bit of an emotional, heartwarming chat, I think you'll find this really enriching. In the next episode, I introduce you to a legend that, if fulfilled, will lead you to great wealth and fortune. You are welcome. More info is available in the show notes. And if you've enjoyed what you've heard, like, subscribe, and leave a positive review.